Good afternoon, everyone. This is John Ross at our 5 p.m. time here on Monday, June 8th. And you can see in the corner, I've got a 90-day quarantine. Not quite true, being in the house all the time, but we tried to abide by that quite a bit to stay at home here. And I hope you're doing good on that too, with the masks, with the social distancing. We got to keep that virus away. It's a bad boy. It's a bad boy. Well, today we're going to talk about something that comes up every year, and it's Children's Day. Children's Day during a pandemic. That's what we're going to talk about today. You may wonder, when's Children's Day? Well, it's the second Sunday in June. It's coming up. That'd be June 14th, just less than a week now. This coming Sunday is Children's Day. You may wonder, how did I get involved with this? I'll tell you a little more about that too. But Children's Day dates from the 1860s. Several churches were involved. I'm going to read a little on that right here. Got a little history here. I'm going to read on Children's Day. Children's Day's observations in the United States predate both Mother's Day and Father's Day. The day to celebrate Children's Day dates from the 1860s and earlier. The Methodist Episcopal Church at the Methodist Conference in 1868, that's a long time ago, recommended that the second Sunday in June be observed as Children's Day. And then the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church in 1883 designated the second Sabbath in June as Children's Day. So that's where that comes from. It's got a background for many years, Children's Day. You may ask, how did I get involved in this? I didn't even put this on my outline here. I got involved in this about in 2007. Then I got it down here a little more further down. I'll update you a little more on that in 1 second here. I'm not following my outline well here. Children's Days around the world. Children's Day is observed right now. This is a few years ago. This is a couple of years ago. I have in my news release, I believe this is accurate, 86 countries observe Children's Day. Most of them, it's an all-day holiday. But America's had, like I said, from the 1860s, Children's Day. So we've had it a long time. Some of these other countries have just come on with Children's Day in the last 50 or 20 years. So, but anyway, we've had it in the United States for many years. And how did I get involved in this? Well, I started in 2007. My mother was involved with this too, my dear mother, Mabel. I was involved in many years an event called Celebrate Our Children in Aurora, and it was on the east side at McCarty Park for 19 years. It was a good event. It was a fine event. And my mother just said, maybe you should be involved a little more. And she talked about her early youth at church, that they had Children's Day. And she mentioned that. So we've been starting to advocate for Children's Day, that those churches and others would observe Children's Day on the second Sunday in June. So we've had proclamations, we've had other things along that line. This year I was sort of the virus got me a little here. I haven't done as much on the website, but we're working on that. It's going to be upgraded the next day here. But I'll tell you more about the website. But that has various things from the past there, and some of these proclamations that have been made and other things along that line, and promotional materials for the second Sunday in June. So why do we have this Children's Day? That's a good question. Why do we have it? Well, I think we need it for our kids to move forward. We have to acknowledge our children and think about them and what we should do for them. I think our churches should. I'll be honest, I'm a church guy, and I want to stress this. I want to stress this right now. If you're a church person, do you have a Sunday school? Do you have a confirmation class? Are you outreaching to the youth in your community? Are you trying to get them in to show them the moral light that Jesus showed us? My understanding is Sunday school is sort of dead. We got to revive it. What's happening right now during this pandemic? Are we getting spiritual growth at home? Are you parents doing anything to give spiritual growth to your children and show them the way? Especially after this last week or two, are we giving any moral guidance about how we should look at racism in America and how we teach our children to love one another, to love our neighbor as Jesus taught us? Yes, children are our future, and we got to do more for our children. And the church, the business community, education, everywhere is we got to do more for our children. So that's what Children's Day is about. Some say, it's every day is Children's Day. Yeah, that's every day's Christmas. Every day's right. Let's move on. Come on. I want to have cards and flyers at the website here. These cards are like a commitment that we make to our children. And I'm going to show you a sample card here. Pull this down here. And we can see that it's a commitment that we make as a parent. I will commit myself in the coming year to love, cherish, nurture physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs and affirm my child, and then we sign it. I have cards. We're going to have cards for other segments of society, church, schools, business. Going to have this in bilingual too, also. So that's coming in the next day. I should have it tomorrow evening or no later than Wednesday here up on the website. Now you ask, where's our website at? Okay, that's a good question. Here's our website. It's the one that it's called nationalchildrensday.us, www.nationalchildrensday.us. So connect there. And you can also connect the same, it just redirects. If you can't remember that, we got childrensday.us. So that's two ways to redirect, or two, that's the second way to redirect, I should say. But we want you out there, who's ever listening to this, I hope there's some out there that are listening, and we need a commitments to our children right now, especially at this time. When they're at home, most of them with us. And so parents, I encourage this to do more. I encourage our religious Christian leaders to do more with our children. And we got to teach them in the proper way here, the way to go. And all outreach programs that are out there, let's make a bigger commitment. That's what Children's Day is about. Tell your children you love them. Give them a card. Give them something more and say, I'm going to be with you this year and I'm going to work for your betterment. I know we do that sometimes at birthdays, but this is a special day. And if you have a church gathering or other functions, you can have your youth be involved in that function to show them, give them a little shot at doing something and show them that they are respected. Give them a youth Sunday. And I know some Sundays this can be the confirmation Sunday. This can be the promotion Sunday at some churches. It just can be a beautiful Sunday if you're meeting in that type of setting right now. So I just encourage everybody on Children's Day to move ahead and tell your children that you love them. And look at the website. I'm going to upgrade it. It should be upgraded later tomorrow or Wednesday. So take a look. at childrensday.us or nationalchildrensday.us. So I want to tell you about our food drive that's coming up, and it's always out there. It's a beautiful food drive for the Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry. I want you to restock, help them. Doesn't matter what church you go to, where, or anything along that line. We're just picking up at the John R. Harkness Family Center. That's located at 60,000 4th Street in Aurora. And the items that you can bring, now, you can see our little list here. It says canned soups, canned meat, canned vegetables, and pasta. Hey, they withdrew fruit on that. I guess we don't need fruit right now. Guess we don't need canned fruit. I don't know about that. And canned pasta. You notice the times are 6 to 8 on Wednesday. That's coming up. And then Thursday morning, 10 to 11:30. 10 to 11:30. It's a little different on that time. And Wednesday's a little different, too, than we had a few last week or so. So this is ongoing. So remember, food drive. They help out the Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry. It's doing a great work. And there's people that are hurting with unemployment and other matters that just keep them from not having the income. And this helps to get the rent even, because you don't have to buy groceries. So help them, help our community. And I just want to say we'll see you tomorrow with our commentary. It'll probably be about the COVID-19 and update with the Visiting Nurses Association. I might have a little update on that. And Wednesday at 5, I want you to come in. We're going to have a special guest, Dr. Vince Gaddis of Professor of History at Benedictine University. He's going to give us a perspective on what's happening out there about the protest of Black Lives Matter and how we as Christians should respond. And Vince is a very interesting man, and I just hope you would tune in and listen to Dr. Vince Gaddis. Will be my guest on Wednesday. So I just want to thank you for listening here and being with us this afternoon. So all I can say right now, remember Children's Day next Sunday, and be sure to look at the websites that we told you, nationalchildrensday.us or childrensday.us. Look at those. And we love our children. So God bless right now, and bye-bye.